screaming, crying, both mental and physical abuse. A friend's parent shows me the effects an alcoholic addiction can have on a person and those around them. Addiction can be described as a condition of being dependent on a certain substance or action. It is a habit, dependency, or fixation, something you are hooked on, crave, and cannot bear to live without. I believe that addiction can be many things, but forms your character and your overall person. Addiction is mainly associated with evil, something that should be immediately fixed. In many cases this is true, but it can also be something that drives you in the right direction. The primary reason for addiction is the pleasure it brings that specific person. Through this thought, people can have good addictions, or rather a healthy obsession. There's comfort in the routine, such as reading, exercising, music, writing, religion, art, so on. Bianca von Bochum states, "Reading is an addiction that I adore." This might not be thought of as a typical addiction, or rather just an exaggeration. Both may be true, but nonetheless, Bochum's beliefs on her own fixation. To many, addiction is bad, but to others it may be a part of their daily life, and it could result in bettering them or simply bringing them joy. Addiction can also be a terrible thing to be involved in. It can tear your family, friends, and life apart. Whether it is drugs, alcohol, risk, gambling, smoking, shopping, abuse, they will all have negative effects on you and those around you. Take celebrities, for example. Many fall off the bandwagon and go into dark places, such as Lindsay Lohan. A child star popular in Parent Trap and other movies eventually went into a drug and alcoholic addiction. Although today she is clean and sober, having gone through rehab, it will always be a pressure and something with long-lasting effects on her and those she loves. Habits like that can be toxic when they reach a certain point. It is something that can destroy you, but depending on how you control it is how it will impact you. Whether it is your addiction or somebody's addiction that is very dear to you, good or bad, it will affect you. Most things in your life, the quirks, hobbies, or addictions, will help create and develop the person you are today. Such as, in the case of addiction, if you beat your dependency on it, you can come out a stronger, wiser individual. Personally, I talked to a good friend of mine who has gone through their own addictions and won. I was told, it's almost as if the addiction is the one talking. It becomes part of your personality. You always think about it, not to mention the negative consequences to your physical health and how it eats up all your money, as well as if you can't support your addiction well enough, can lead to withdrawals. On the topic of money issues, for instance, if you smoke a pack a day, that will add up to around $5,000 a year. Most cannot afford this, another downside to owning an addiction. However, through those habits, you can be taught a lesson and see your true self. I believe addiction is something everybody can battle. It can be either wicked or virtuous, but depending on how you handle it is how it will control you. An addiction is an addiction, no matter what it is, and some handle it better than others. Whether you're a druggie or an extreme bookworm, it is something that has a major part of your life, how you act and who you are. So next time you pick up the weapon or thing of your addiction, think about the results and consequences of that substance.